What's going on YouTube? This is Jim Fanis, aka Viper Magic, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about the pacing of Batman Arkham Knight. Now, I did an unboxing video with my wife a couple weeks back where we took a look at the collector's edition and checked out all the cool features of the statue, and then a couple days after that I did an initial impression video where I talked a little bit about my first 3 or 4 hours with the game. I'm a little bit farther into the game now, and I wanted to talk about the pacing. The interesting thing about this game, and no spoilers by the way, is that Batman's life is always just hectic. You know, when I jumped into Arkham City, there were so many side quests to do. Yes, you had the main story of trying to, defeat the main villain and that sort of thing, but there was tons and tons of other optional things going on in the background. It was totally up to you, the player, to determine if and when you wanted to do those things. Now, that isn't uncommon to any other open world exploration type game. Black Flag, which was my game of the year when it launched, was the same kind of idea where you could take your boat and just basically go off and do whatever you wanted. And you didn't really have to follow the story at all if you didn't want to, until the very end, obviously, when you're ready to beat it. But by the time I was ready to do the first official upgrading of the Jackdaw mission, I had actually done every other upgrade possible in the game. As soon as I got that, I actually hit my trophy for completing all the unlocks. And that was true for taking over the forts and some other activities in the game. So I spent a lot of time going off and just being my own man, as it were, and just going off, and I guess you could say it was grinding in a sense, just going around and getting every single chest and exploring every little piece of the world. But that's the kind of stuff that I like to do. I'm a completionist. I did the same thing in Watch Dogs, and I attempted to do the same thing in Arkham Knight. However, Arkham Knight is a little bit different because you can't necessarily beat one complete side mission. You kind of have to be fed it over time. So, obviously the Riddler plays a big part in all the Batman games. This is no exception. And you can't complete his story until after you've done other things. There's certain places that you can't get to where he wants you to get to, where you have to go complete part of the main story to unlock another branch. And I think that's really, really cool. You know, initially I was very frustrated by it, and I was like, that kind of sucks because here I am, I want to go off and explore and see my own thing and do my own thing. And I really can't do that now because I'm kind of being forced to play through the main story when I don't want to. But it's actually an interesting change of pace in the fact that forcing me to go through the story has made me appreciate the side missions even more. And there is a very good blend of on foot and on Batmobile type combat and gameplay and mechanics and that kind of thing. And as you play through the game, Batman will obviously get stronger. Upgrades will become more prevalent, not just in terms of your stat points that you put in to hit harder or take more damage, but you'll actually get new weapons. Your Batmobile will undergo some significant modifications. And again, this is par for the course of the Batman game. But it's those modifications and it's those upgrades that allow you to actually progress in some of the other side missions. And I think that's really, really cool. I think it tells a much more complete story in that sense, that when you first started, you were, not to say Batman isn't prepared, but you were maybe unexpecting what was going to happen. And as you beat enemies and you take pieces of their technology and incorporate it into your own arsenal, and I'm not going to explain how that happens, you'll just have to play for yourself and find out. But as you play through that and you get stronger and you get tougher, that kind of stuff allows you to go explore other things, and I think it tells a much more complete story. And yeah, I'm not saying that, grinding side quests was actually fun to do when I was playing Assassin's Creed, but I like to just, like I said, if I see things on the map, I like to clear my map. And Batman forces me to not do that. There's a lot of items that I can't get to because I don't have the right weapon to progress, I don't have the right piece of gear to move on, and it does make it a little frustrating at times, but at the same time, I feel like the pacing is there. And, the more and more I play this game, the more I appreciate it. I'm really enjoying my time with it, and this is a new level of depth in a story that I'm not used to seeing in terms of open world. I mean, you think, like a lot of people, for example, in Skyrim, I did not beat Skyrim until well over a year and a half. Actually, I don't think I started the story in Skyrim until about a year in. And the story was great, don't get me wrong, but boy, was it fun just to go off and do your own thing. But having those checks that say, okay, you have to go do something in the story to come back to this point, I like that. I think that's a really cool feature, and I haven't really seen that in other games before. Even the previous Batman series, you kind of had a little more flexibility early on. Yes, there were some gateways, but not like this. I've never seen this in a game where, an open world type game, where you are kind of limited on what you can do until you progress through some major hurdles. And I really do appreciate that. So just another one of the many reasons why I'm absolutely loving my time with Arkham Knight. It's definitely a Game of the Year candidate for me at this point. I know that the big launch of Fallout 4 may change my mind later on. There's some other great games that are coming out in the horizon. We got Metal Gear coming out. We got Mad Max coming out. But every time I sit down and play Batman, I find myself doing something new, meeting some strange new character, being pulled off in some random direction, and it's just a lot of fun. It plays very well. So those are just my thoughts on Batman Arkham Knight pacing. Obviously, I haven't beaten the game yet, and there's a lot of other spoiler type things I want to talk about, but I'm going to hold off on those for now. I want to just play through it, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody who stumbles across my video. One other thing I want to mention is I'm really close to 100 subscribers, so I want to thank you guys for that. That's really, really cool. You know, my channel has been... I've been trying to religiously put in a video every couple days. I mean, I'm hit and miss here and there, but it's really cool to see that subscriber count slowly increase and my total view number increase. So I appreciate all the feedback and all the support you guys have given me. I'm not going anywhere, so I got nothing to do, right? As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about Batman Arkham Knight's pacing. Let me know if you guys think it's really, really cool, or if you're frustrated that you can't do what I did in Black Flag and just go off and see the world. As for me, as I mentioned, I think it's a really cool idea. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.